The Christian life is a constant battle between the flesh and the spirit. Let me break it down for y'all. So I'm reading in the Gospel of Matthew, and I'm in Matthew chapter 26, and I just got to the part where Jesus prays in Gethsemane. And I believe this part in the Gospels is a perfect example of what it's like for the flesh and the spirit to be at constant battle with one another. And it's also where one of my favorite verses in the Bible is. It's in Matthew 26, verse 41, where Jesus tells his disciples to watch and pray that you may not enter into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. Let me break it down for y'all. So the Gethsemane scene starts at verse 36 all the way to verse 46, if you want to read it. But here's the breakdown of it. So let's start when Jesus says, "Let the chalice pass." Jesus fears his passion and crucifixion. As a man, he has a natural aversion to suffering that is both physical and spiritual. As God's Son, he could have suppressed these human passions by divine effort, but he chose to embrace the Father's plan even in agony. This ordeal in the garden is traditionally viewed as Satan's most aggressive assault on Jesus. And then Jesus goes on to say, "Not as I will." Jesus entrusts himself to the Father despite his fear of death. Note that his human will is in perfect harmony with the divine will. This is known as the hypostatic union. And then we go to the part where Jesus goes to his disciples and he sees them sleeping. The slumber of the disciples is clear evidence that the flesh is weak. That is in verse 41, like I said, one of my favorite verses in the Bible. The privilege of their presence with Jesus at this time of distress was wasted by their lack of attention and prayer. Here it shows us the importance of prayer, the importance of communicating with God, the importance of communicating with Jesus, even when you are tempted, even when you feel weary, because prayer is powerful, y'all. Because Jesus said, "The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak." So pray, strengthen your prayer, pray every day, strengthen your spirit. God bless y'all.